Carla Vision, you're right there, right on top of everything. Hello, Carla. How are you? How is everybody today? How's a little wind blown? Yes, yes, it's so wind blown. How is everybody today? You want to see where I am? Look, let's see if I can push the button. There we go. That's downtown Pigeon Forge. Webb's Web. Hi, Ralph. Good to see you. Biff Bifferson. Yeah, I'm out and about doing some errands real quick. And then I've got to go back, finish some editing that I've got to get done for a video I did yesterday. Barry Cooper. Hi, Barry. Tom W. And Patrick Benson. Mark Hammond. Hi, guys. William Fields. Ohio Nana. How are you? Sunday. Yeah. Yeah. Hello from Mark. Always say hello to each other, okay? Because we're family. We're family. What a beautiful day. What an absolutely beautiful day. Yes, just what I was saying, Biff. Kyle Anderson. Hello, Kyle. Good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. I love that you come right in. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up too, please. Please. So close. It's been taking so long, and it's like I'm pulling out what little hair I have left in my head to get to 6,000 subscribers. It's just a number I need to get to. It's just another rung on the ladder of getting to where I want to go. But here it is, a beautiful day. I have so many things I want to do today, and I'm just running out of time. I hate that. Board Game Man, battling a cold today. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh man, I hate when you. I felt a little weird last night. I don't know if you caught it on the Sunday show. I just didn't. I was just loading a cord of wood. Did you really? To the garage. You loaded it in? God bless you. Wow, that's amazing. I'd be complaining. Terry Dufresne, how are you? Hello, Jeff. Last night, after I watched your live broadcast, I'm going to Bourbon Street. Very, very good. And once again, you never answered me, Terry. I'm sorry for your still not established. Not that it matters too much, but in the scheme of things to you personally, it might. And I want to know, is it your dad or your father-in-law? Because if it's dad, there's nothing worse than losing your dad. And I lost mine quite a while ago. And I miss him because now, and I've said this to myself, I can't, within the last few days, because he was an astronomer and he worked on and off with the Hayden Planetarium, Museum of Natural History. He was an engineer, and he worked with NASA, and he was very much into the stars. And I've said this before, in our basement in our house, the entire basement was designated for my dad, and he had all these instrument yard property with all of these antennas that he built, including parabolic reflectors and things that you'd see only like on NASA property. But he had liberated our property from the playground to the study of the stars, and he was very good at it. He gave many talks over the years, and he was well renowned. And today, I wish he was still alive today, because he would be so excited at the things that we've accomplished over the years. And he's been gone for at least 15, 16 years, maybe actually more now. But I know he would be excited about what is going on, because he was so into it. It was amazing how much he knew before anyone else. He was so in tune to what was going on. And that's why I wanted to bring up that one of these shows, we'll talk about aliens and whether it's true or not, or what you believe, and everything that has to do with that. We'll talk about Bigfoot. We'll talk about ghosts and stuff like that. I want to make the shows interesting. I don't want to bore you guys to tears. And I have many opinions on this and stuff. It's not just spouting out. It's stuff that I've studied over the years. And I want to share that with you. So I hope that you will join me when I do this. Let's straighten this out a little bit So you kind of get to see what the traffic is. Barry Cooper just sitting here drinking piping hot coffee. I'm drinking my pecan today, but I put a twist on it because Miss Marie likes what I call choco coffee, uh, cocoa coffee, but I call it cocoa coffee. So I put a little bit of cocoa in my pecan coffee, and Barry should try it out. It's really good. Not a lot. I mean, just a pinch to add a little something else. It kind of changes the coffee a little bit, but it's still pleasant to drink. So that's what I'm drinking right now. I made a pot of it, and I'm enjoying it. Now, I didn't put it in with the beans. I put it in my cup, just a little bit of any hot chocolate or any cocoa, anything like that, and just a quarter of a teaspoon, maybe even less. I think it's a little less than that I put in. And Miss Marie likes a teaspoon. She likes it sweet. And I use the unsweet because I don't use sugar. And I forgot to share something with you guys last night, and I meant to, and this may be boring to you, but I found a new toothpaste that I am in love with. The next live show. Now I can't do it while I'm driving, but it has outperformed and even my expectations of what a toothpaste should be. And talk about clean. Squeaky clean teeth and nice and bright and white. And it has no fluoride in it, no dyes in it. It's all natural. And I want to show it to you because one thing you shouldn't be using, and I'm just sharing this with you for your brain, they've already linked it to Alzheimer's and autoimmune diseases like Lou Gehrig's disease, MS. And I'm wondering because the population here has had so many increases in MS, multiple sclerosis, in men and women and children. I'm wondering if it's now taking effect, the fluoride in the toothpaste and your drinking water. I'm wondering because they've already proved that it does this and it doesn't seem to affect anybody. Your city water still has it in it. Your toothpaste has it in it. Your antiperspirant has aluminum chlorhydride in it, stuff that's really dangerous to your body, but nobody seems to care. And that's why we fall victim to these unusual diseases that shouldn't be happening in the numbers that they're happening. So take stock in yourself and start using more natural items. Now you're saying, oh man, God, what can you use? Antiperspirant. Well, they do make antiperspirant that doesn't have any aluminum in it. You don't want that. I mean, years ago, they stopped using, and they told you to stop using aluminum pots. Do you remember that? My mother used to cook everything in aluminum pot. That's why I'm so screwed up. And also aluminum ice trays. Do you remember those? Can you guys go back that far? I'm sure you can. Where, oh, I need a louder truck. Could you make it a little louder? Yeah. And you're not supposed to use aluminum ice trays because it causes brain damage. That's why I think our kids were screwed up. Now today, everything usually is plastic, but they've also found problems with plastic ice trays that they give off the BHPs, and that's carcinogen. So it's like anything we use is going to kill us one way or another. But if you could kind of curtail some of the stuff that you are using, you might live a little bit longer and a little bit healthier. So I'm trying to share this with you because I care about you guys. And it bothers me to see the world getting away with killing people and there's no recourse. There's nothing we could do. You know, you try to do the right thing. You try to feed your children right. You try to eat right. And then you find out, everything you're using on your body is really bad for you, including like hair products, shampoos, soaps. They all have these chemicals in them that are really bad for your body, but we continue to use them. You know why? Because the TV tells us to use it. TV says you're going to be beautiful and have a beautiful white smile, and a super sexy, buxom chick is going to live in your life for the rest of your life if you use this shampoo. And it's all BS. It's all advertising, and advertising is sophisticated, calculated. Most of you, You probably, the people on this channel, don't. But all that crap you're putting on your body is really bad for you. Same thing with you are not only pickling yourself, but you're causing all sorts of failures in your body. Aspartame is extremely dangerous to your body. That's the sugar-free. Anything you're drinking sugar-free is extremely dangerous to you. You're better off drinking the real deal and dealing with the consequences of that than you would be if all of a sudden your liver gets out or your pancreas gives out or your kidneys give out. You know what I mean? It's like you're trading off one evil for another. And I share this with you because I really want you to take heed to these warnings. I don't know how I got off on this rant. I really don't know. And they're hiring at Mellow Mushroom. There you go. They're hiring all over here. If you're coming up here, there's a job waiting for you at every corner. I can't see a place within my eyes from my peripheral vision that isn't hiring right now. I don't understand it. If I was younger, I would be working 2 and 3 jobs. I know myself. I know me. I'd be stocking away money like there's no tomorrow. Because I always wanted things, you know, and my dad wasn't going to give it to me. He worked very hard for a living. We weren't rich, but he worked very hard. He paid the bills, and he always put food on the table. But engineers don't get paid a lot of money. You know, they're smarter than heck. You know, they're brilliant people, but there's no room for that in this world. You know, if you're a scallywag, you know, you make all the money, but there's a price to pay for that in the end. Always is. Oh, it's so beautiful out today. It's 54 degrees. They said maybe 55, and I could see that. We might tip to 55, mostly sunny skies. And today's high, like I said, maybe 55. Tomorrow, the same thing, maybe a little warmer. And with Wednesday, we may actually see 65 degrees as a high. Wouldn't that be something? I believe we're starting to go out of our winter freezing zone. Now, we may get more cold weather, but you're going to notice more warmer days, and not quite the nights yet. The nights are still going to be in the 20s and the 30s, depending on where you live or within the sound of my voice. And hello to all you people overseas. I always forget that, but I'm not going to forget it now. Maybe later I might. But to all you people overseas, hello. Please comment if you can. If you're live now, I know a lot of you people would be like 2:30 in the morning. If you happen to be up, comment. I'd love to talk with you guys. Love to hear from you. Heading into the attraction zone here, and I don't know if I can, but they're building something really big over here. Here, I'll turn in real quick. Right here at Beyond the Lens. Right there, look at that. They're building something really big addition. Look at that. They got the crane there. They got the fence up. So I don't know what it is, but it's going to be big, and I'm sure it's going to be good. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be. You know. Let me see. If I can sit here, I can start answering some of your questions and stuff. Carla Vision, thanks. Let me clear that so I can read this now. Okay. Thanks to J&B in the Hills for showing me how to get my video into playlists. Still got more to make. Oh, I'm glad they did that. That was nice of them to do that. That was very kind. Thanks, J&B. You know, a lot of times we fail to remember that we know this stuff and that a lot of people don't know it. And that's... And learning is the best part of it all, you know, so share that knowledge that you have with other people. Here, I'll pull in right over here. Well, nobody gets pissed off. But there it is. There's Hatfield and McCoy's. And I think I can get a little bit more of the building. There you go. There you go. There's Hatfield and McCoy's. Now I can catch up on some of the chats. Oops, I moved them, sorry. Trying to get it straight. There you go. Hello, Northeast Georgia Mountain. Hello, Northeast Georgia Mountain folks. How are you? Good to see you. Make sure you check out all these people's channels because they're all putting up really good videos. Tri Creek Home Collections, another one. How you doing? Biff Bifferson, the subs will come. Remember, it's has very few subs for years. Keep at it, brother. Yeah, I'm not going to wait 7 years to get I don't think I need to. I think it's all about the content. And Miss Marie and I were discussing some really exciting stuff that we're going to bring to the channel in the next coming, I would say, week. It can't be earlier than that because we both have to gather our thoughts together and then introduce this to you. And it'll be a lot of fun, and I think you'll get a real kick out of it. Also, if you get a chance, go to our other channel, Smoky Mountain Travel Guide. I think it's called that. Smoky Mountain. I think it's called that. Smoky Mountain Travel Guide. I think that's what it is. Um, I need to put a link on it at our Facebook. Go to our Facebook channel too, and check that out. Facebook page. It is under Vacation Station TV at Facebook. Check it out. There's a lot. There are some videos that you may have seen, but there are more that you haven't seen, and I'm adding to that. And as you know, anybody who uploads content, it takes a while to upload your content. So sometimes I'm doing two things at the same time, and it takes forever to load stuff up. I wish there was a way to condense it, to minimize it and shoot it up quicker, but there isn't. There isn't. I've looked, unless, I don't know. DJI, my notification was 3 minutes late. Son of a gun. I think I'm sorry about that, DJI. I left it. Before I go live, what I usually do is I leave it in the live, going live, but not live, so that it does alert you and you have time to respond. I found that if you go right to go live, the message, like you say, goes out 2, 3 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes. I don't want that. Ronnie Crane, hello. Good to see you. Terry saying hello to DJI. Board Game Man visited Chattanooga Aquarium yesterday. Such a beautiful place. Now, I haven't been there, so you tell me it's nice. Is it as nice as the aquarium in Gatlinburg? Because I really like the one in Gatlinburg. That's a cool, cool place. Ohio Nana. I miss my dad. Been 38 years. Doesn't seem. Yeah, I know. You turn around, Nana, and you realize everybody's gone, and most of my family is gone, and there's no elder to go to talk to. There's none of them left at all, none. And it's like, wow, we can't even talk about old times because old times now are memories. That's all they're ever going to be. Biff Bifferson, Ohio Nana, sorry, darling. Yeah, you never forget. In a lot of cases, you never forget your parents, and even if you had their bad situation, they're still your parents. Somebody on that roof over there. I don't know if you can see that. Right between the signs and the poles. Somebody walking around on the roof. Biff Bifferson, I need to know what toothpaste you speak of. You will. I'll show it to you. It's unusual, but it really, really works. I was hesitant at first, and then I wound up buying a whole case of it. After I tried a tube, took it home, tried it. Miss Marie gave me the stink eye, and I said, try it. Just try it. And now she likes it. And it unbelievably clean feeling and a nice minty taste to it. I mean, it's not like, taking garbage out of a dumpster and swashing around your mouth. It's really good toothpaste. Ashley Ratliff, hello, Ashley, how are you? Terry, I love living in Newport, Tennessee, 45 minutes from Gatlinburg, 45 minutes from Pigeon Forge. Yeah, you're not too far away. It'd be a little too far for me. I don't want to have to drive that far to get here, so I'm like right down here in 6, 7 minutes, right where I'm standing, where I'm sitting right now, because I don't want to spend all my time driving. I've done that so much. William Smith, how are you? Calm down, Joe. Joe's fine. He's in the back. I think you can see him. Let me see. There he is, right there. And Kay Martina. There they are. Kay Martina and Joe. He's been very good today because I've kept him in timeout for a while. Biff and Jussie sells good soap. Haven't tried his soap yet, and I'm hoping it's all natural because I don't like using anything else, and it's tough finding it. It really is. DJ, Jeff, go surprise Josie at Trump. I'm not going that way today but I know that Miss Marie and I are going up there Friday. David Sports Report. Hello, how are you, Terry? I don't know. Uh, Pip Bifferson. Hiring, yes. Available places to live, not so much. Yeah, it is. It is difficult to find an affordable place around here, but on the outskirts you can. And they've just, and I did a video on that. It's been 3, 4 weeks now. Um, on Veterans Parkway, they opened up a new complex there, and it's affordable housing, apartments, and nice, very, very nice. It didn't look like there was any riffraff there yet. In fact, it only looked like maybe a handful of apartments had been rented out. Rick Sargent, remember going to the ice house and getting, no, I didn't go back that far. Ice put in the box. No, I'm not quite that old. Not a, and the ice guy would come by in the wagon. Remember that? Carla and Jeff, it's 70 degrees here in Tishomingo, Oklahoma. Is it really? It's still only 54 degrees here. I'm surprised Oklahoma doesn't really get that warm. Jeff and Tootsie camping here. Hey, 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 Jeff. And Joe just got back from lunch. Webb's Web. Hey, Jeff and Tootsie. DJI Terry, I'm renting my U-Haul now. D&T in Tennessee, my favorite place. Yeah, it really, this is my favorite place. This is what took me so many years of work to get to. And it was a goal. Once again, set your goals, make them attainable. But you got to have goals in life. Small ones are fine. Goals are important. If you don't have goals, you're standing still. William Smith, I was watching your Homestead West video. Do the lots start at 79,000? That's a possibility. There are some cheaper out there. If you go into a community, a subdivision, you're always going to pay more. And the reason is because most likely they put in all the facilities that you need, the drainage, the water, the electric, your phone, and all of that stuff, your cable, and it's all part of the package. And if you're willing to do that, that's fine. But if you're on a budget, my suggestion is find a piece of property somewhere. And I've been showing you a lot of that. And I know it doesn't get as many hits as I would like, but I feel that I should be showing you these because people have been asking me, I want to live there, but every time I call up a realtor, they show me these high-end places. And you got to remember, they got to make a living. So what they are going to do is show you the things they're going to sell and put money in their pocket right away. Do your own homework, like I did. I went to Zillow and many of the other places, but I found that Zillow was the most up to date on keeping me up to date with what was for sale and what was not for sale. And you put in the budget that you can afford. This way you don't get the nonsense. You know, a realtor taking you to a $6 million house and you've got a $50,000 budget. It's like you're wasting their time and they're wasting your time. You put in the price range you want and then what you're looking for. Vacant land, land with utilities, land with a home, land with a barn, land with water, land, waterfront land, high land, mid, and it filters through and it allows you to then hone in on what specifically you're looking for and do your homework on where you're moving. Don't just pick it by the house because this is just from my knowledge that if you're going to move to Knoxville, you're going to be in a high crime rate area, really high crime rate. Of course, you're going to get property cheaper, but you're going to have to deal with high crime rate. Here in Sevier County, not just Sevierville or Pigeon Forge, Sevier County, crime rate is very, very low. And everything is good. Property values are stupendous. You know, if you buy a piece of property, I promise in a year's time, you're actually going to see an increase in your property that you're going to be very happy about. So make that investment now because as time goes by, it's only going to get more expensive and out of your range. Make a dive now. Jeff and Tootsie say hello to everybody. Carla Vision, hey Jeff and Tootsie. Jeff Tootsie Camping, hello. Steve White, how are you? What's up? Jeff and Tootsie saying hello. Northeast Georgia, uploading content myself. There you go. I was working on all sorts of stuff last night and this morning after I got off live with you guys. I was frustrated because I didn't get enough stuff done. So I started working on more and weeding out my computer, taking out stuff that I don't need on the C drive, the main drive, so that it works a lot faster. You should do that often, by the way. DJI, don't get don't get ah didn't get it, Jeff and Tootsie. Northeast Georgia saying hello. Steve Whiteweb's Web. Everybody's saying howdy, howdy, howdy. Make sure you do that. I'm trying to get to things that people want to hear too. B&B on the go. Hey everyone, hope your Monday is going well. Sorry if I missed you say hello. I'm multitasking, listening to work. That's fine. As long as you're listening, I got no problem with that. DJI, which email? My email, jeffreycharles55@yahoo.com. That's the one that I do answer. The other ones I don't even go to anymore. I've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 more. I just don't even go to them. They're from so many years ago that I don't care what's on there. There's nothing on there that's important. D&T in Tennessee. My mom passed January 12th, saddest day of my, yeah, that's just recently too. Yeah, my mom, she passed away only, I think, 9 years ago. And she went peacefully. That was nice. That was nice. She was losing her mind in the end, and that was sad. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that. She was not remembering people. She did remember me, which is unusual because I made life a living hell for my mom and dad, but it's just because I'm a rebel and always have been, always will be. Always against the grain. Jeff is always against the grain. Another sip of this wonderful Choco coffee, I call it. Northeast Georgia Mountain Folk, everyone check out our new video coming out 3 p.m. East. What's it going to be on? What are you doing on? You're doing good videos, by the way. You're getting the hang of this. I'm very proud of you. Paulette and Vincent Forbes. Howdy, Jeff. 2 days. You're counting them down, aren't you? You really are. So excited to be up there in the mountains. Yeah, there's nothing like it. It's a breath of fresh air, and you can feel the weight of your life leaving your shoulders as you get closer to the mountains. And I remember that so well back in 2016. Driving up, going through all the craziness, going through Atlanta, having a nervous breakdown at least every exit. And then once I left there, I started to go, okay, everything's cool, because I was towing my car. I had the truck. I mean, the thing was packed solid. And I mean, I had to push in some stuff in the truck to pull the door down, and I still left a crap load of stuff behind. But I told her, that's it. We're taking this truck and the car, and that's it. Everything else, give away or just leave it behind and let the vultures get it. Because things are things to me, Certain things I like having around me, but they don't make my life, they don't complete my life. Oh, you complete me. No, they don't. They make my life fun, and I like that. DJI Joshy soap is all natural. I like that. I like that a lot. T and me TV. How you doing, guys? Is it Tommy and Teresa? Is it just Teresa or just Tommy, or the both of you? I was thinking about you guys the other day. I can't remember what it was I was thinking about that I needed to talk to you about. My mind, my brain. My brain is going dim now. Jeff and Tootsie, DJ, I sent you an email with a link you posted. Okay. PB on the go. So sorry, D&T Intense. Yeah, nothing worse than losing a loved one. Jim Spencer, what's up? What's up? Terry DeFrame, Laws, East Georgia Mountain Folk. T&Me TV, went to Hatfield McCoy's. Great show, great dinner, very affordable. Yeah, it's one of the better ones, I would say, definitely. And just one of the things to put on your bucket list to go see. And don't forget, I didn't, I really wanted to get a list together of the BOGO lunches that are here. Some are dinners, some are lunches. And I'd like to put that together, but I don't know. I'm sure somebody will beat me to it, but that's fine. As long as it gets out there and people get what they need. Thanks, DJ. I appreciate that. Ronnie Crane. Jeff, it's Great Smoky Mountain Travel Guide. Thanks. I forget my own channel. Oh, God. I have some videos, some nature videos I'm ready to upload to it. Stuff without talking, without me gabbing and blabbering through it. It's just really nice nature things that I want to share with you guys because there are a lot of places that probably you don't know about. They exist and they're right down the street from even where we're sitting right now. They're there. It's just unless somebody shows them to you and points them out, go down here, here, and here, you'll find this. That's how I found it because nobody could point them out to me. So I said, well, I guess there's only one thing I got to do. I got to go out and find it myself and videotape it and share it with you guys. And that's what I'm doing. Is the signal still good? Everything look good? Carla, it really is 70. That's amazing. Biffers and Tommy Drees in the house. Yep. Tommy, did you have a good time while you were up here? I know I enjoyed myself. We had a lot of laughs. We didn't get to do the VR thing, and I really wanted to introduce you to VR because I know a lot of people go and they spend their hard-earned money going to that place in the island. I'm not going to screw myself out of monetization, but you know you're going to pay big money for like 7 minutes of what I could give you hours of and better and better. If you haven't tried VR, you must try. Find somebody with you. Oh, you can't call it Quest anymore, by the way. You're not allowed to call it the Quest 2. It's the Meta. We got to make that transition now. It's called Meta. So you got to get the Meta 2, or you can call it the Meta Quest 2, and share that with somebody or find somebody that has that and experience 360 degrees of absolute amazement. It's not all just games and killing zombies. I promise you. You can travel the world in any scenario you could think of. You want to take a train? What I do the other day, I took the train to Alaska, inside and out. It's so cool. Always wanted to do that, and it's just one of those things you got to allow like a month of your time to be able to go up there. You take a ferry, then you take the train, you go up to Alaska, and here you go on this entire trip, and you could see everything, the whales, everything. Oh, it's amazing, amazing, and it's 360, so it's like you're in the train. The sounds, everything is there. The only thing they're missing is the smells, and I'm sure they'll get that one day. DJ, lock you in, Jeff and Tootsie. Okay. Carla Vision. I kind of figured that, but I didn't know for sure, so I don't want to sound like an idiot. Yes, it's named after an Indian chief, and it's Tishomingo. Tishomingo. I'm not sure of the tribe. Up there in Oklahoma, is that Blackfoot? Could be Blackfoot. I don't know if you're far enough to be Mohawk. Mohawk would have been Mohawk Valley, but I know they wandered a lot. Ohio Nana, got to go split some wood. You're amazing with the splitter. Yes, I cheat. Well, there's nothing wrong with a splitter. It just makes life easier. You cut a lot more wood. You can cut up a couple of cords of that stuff. Good luck, but take it easy, Nana. R. Singh, how are you? Hello from Ohio. You guys are pretty chilly. Ronnie Crane saying hello. Northeast Georgia Mountain Folk doing good. Uploading another video. Yeah, editing is. I like editing. Sometimes it's tedious. It's time consuming, but I do enjoy it. I'm searching around to be able to merge a couple of my other video editing suites that I have, and it's difficult to get them to merge. That's the hard part because it's like they don't speak the same language. I'm working on it though. William Smith. Jeff, what is the real story of the 10-mile sign in Wares Valley? I don't know. What's the deal with the 10-mile sign? That's new to me. Rick Sargent. We're going to be 59 this year and thinking about moving there. if work is good. Work is good, I can tell you that. I worked 33 years as a professional mover, now looking to work smarter, laugh out loud, and have a great day. Um, won't have much problem, Rick. A lot of people are moving here and moving in, and they're building houses faster than I can count. I, can you see? I don't know if I can zoom this in. Yes, okay, good, cool, cool. If you look right behind the Hatfields and McCoy sign, can you see those white buildings? Okay, I don't know why that went off, but I left that parking lot. Sorry about that. Only got 8 people left in the room. Oh boy, that sucked. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what I have no idea. I'm still what? Still frozen. I should. Is that better? Should be seeing traffic. Is that better? I'm back. Yes. I don't know what went on. I had a good signal and everything, and it just I could not get it to do anything. I didn't think I was in a dead zone. Yeah, that's the way it is. A lot of traffic. No, I didn't hit M Stream. I definitely didn't. I was watching and then I saw it go off. And I go, oh, son of a gun. What I was trying to say is right next to those white buildings, that's Hidden Mountain Resort. The cabins are right there. So you could move there and you could pick a cabin or you could pick the New England style. I don't know what's going to go down below. They're building a whole new complex down there. A whole new complex. Hi, David. Good to see you. Hit that thumbs up, please. Please. Still 54 degrees. And beautiful. Absolutely, just took some coffee. That was nice. They're a little less noise. There's my favorite car wash. The car's still nice and clean, so I don't need to go through it again. But that's Zips car wash right there. I'm good. I'm good. Hanging around here. Around here. I'm really excited about what Miss Marie and I are planning for you guys. I think you'll laugh. We'll have a lot of fun. It's definitely going to be a hoot for all of us. At least I think so. That's my plan. I don't know. 71 degrees, Carla Vision. You know, rub it in. Just rub it in. You just go right ahead and you rub it in. That hurt my feelings. That's all right. I'll sob quietly to myself. Gas, you can see, is still over $3. It hasn't really changed. Nothing is going to change. Same old, same old. Could be time to change the oil. I got to do that soon. It's safer when I have nice new tires on the car. And those are the mountains up there. Mount LeConte's to the left. And tomorrow, right through Wednesday, should be good. We might see some rain on Thursday. Not sure. We'll see what happens. We should be leaving our rainy season anytime mid to end February. And that would be nice if it did. 50 Northeast Georgia mountain folks. 50 is nice. That's really good weather to work in. If you're going to go outside and do work, I love that's a perfect temperature because you don't break into a sweat and you're cool enough where you could still wear a t-shirt or a light jacket if you want. I'll wear a t-shirt and then I can get some work done. Um, Either today, we'll see how the time goes, or tomorrow, scrub the decks. Scrub them. I got a new broom. Scrub them clean. Those raccoons make such a mess. Their little feet are always muddy, their little feet, and they leave their little tracks everywhere. No Rosie sighting so far. She'll be coming out soon. Carla Vision, you're expecting snow Wednesday. They're not calling for snow here. Now overnight that can happen, especially up where we are. If you're in Gatlinburg, that can happen. But by day, by the next day, as long as it's sunny, it's pretty much gone, depending on how much drops down. Jim Spencer, I'm ready for spring rod run. Yeah, me too. I'm getting ready for all that stuff. I got to be prepared for that. But I do want to give you more adventures. And I'm making a list of the adventures that we want to do. And Miss Marie and I have been banging our heads on what we'd like to present to you so that we give you more content. I was telling her how I'm getting bored doing the same things, and everyone else is kind of pretty much wrapped up the restaurant industry. And you should know by now I'm not into that. For almost 2 years now, we've been to maybe a dozen restaurants. It's just so not us. Not that it's bad, it's just not us. It's not what we do. DJI 60, that's nice. 60's good. When it gets into the 90s, I can't do any work outside, or my MS will kick in, and I got to be very careful. But I do go out and do stuff. I did find somebody, and hopefully it works out, who's going to do my roof, paint my roof. I've got the whole house, everything done, but now I'm getting the roof painted and all new screws put in the metal roof. I'm excited about that. I know it's boring to you guys, but if you have a metal roof, every once in a while, you have to do maintenance to the roof. And they've got these new screws out that will last longer and go deeper and wider into the wood so they don't back out. Metal roofs, they back out after a while, especially with the wind. There's a cross in the sky. I missed that. I'm sorry, I must be behind. I can't see it. I'm looking. I'm looking, I swear I'm looking. I really, really mean it. Over here. Going over the Little Pigeon River right now. There we are. Going over the Little Pigeon River. I'll just pull in here. This is the welcome center that's not welcoming me for whatever reason. It's not welcoming me. And if I can get a shadow on the car, then I could read. There, I could actually read what's going on. There we go. Ta-da. Ta-da. And no, I'm not blocking anybody. William Smith. Now I can lower the windows. I'm talking about the 400 acre, $10 million. That's a little much. 400 acres, $10 million. My concern, I know what you're talking about, Warriors Valley. A lot of that is lowland. A lot of that gets flooded, especially during the rainy season. A lot of that is underwater. Many, 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 many acres of it. So if you were going to build on it, you would have to truck in a heck of a lot of dirt. That's why it's sat idle for so long, because any developer would know they would have to make millions of dollars of investment in dragging dirt in to bring it up to code, because the houses have to be a certain level above any type of water, and that's down in the hollow there. That's that answer. Cablevision, now it's gone. You like the ride along. How's the signal, DJI? Still okay? All you need is Sakura and Gaucho. Yes, 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 yes. Jeff and Tootsie had a refresh to clear the screen. I guess I'm not really behind. B Biank, Biank, or Biank. That's an unusual name. Biank. Hello. Okay, the horn works. How about the blinkers? Hey Jeff, be up there in mid-March, staying in a cabin in Country Oaks, back behind Jurassic Ride. I know right where that is. Thanks, DJ. Good and clear. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. Yeah, looking at now, can't quite see Titanic, but you can see Hatfields and McCoy, and the traffic is definitely thick for a Monday. That's pretty thick out there. That's unusual. Definitely unusual. But they're coming in because this type of weather draws them in. Let's see, what else did I want to do? Like I said, I'm excited about the roof being done. Then I can go on to other projects on the house. I told Miss Marie I want to look into those park models that I showed you at Little Arrow. Jeff, remember I was talking about that? Those park models. They're roughly 30 feet long and probably 10 feet wide, and they're completely self-contained, and they look like you're inside a cabin, or you can be in an ultra modern home, and they're under 80,000 bucks, complete, brought in, set up, and ready to go. Now that might be something you guys, if you're thinking about moving, there are other models that are less expensive. You don't have to go the high-end route, and these are self-contained. They call them park models, and they come in many varieties. But what you'd want to make sure that you get is one that's insulated enough for winter, because if you bring one up from Florida, it's not going to be able to deal with the cold temperatures. And I've seen a few in the area here, a few of the RV parks. And what happens is they're just not really well insulated. So you're going to be pumping a whole lot of propane, and it's always going to be either not cold enough or not hot enough. You know, you're always going to be doing whatever the opposite is to try to get comfortable. So you want to get the ones that are designed for up here. Very affordable, and they're really nice. If you haven't been in one, go in one and tell me that they're not nice. And the cool thing is, sip of coffee, he says, is that you can have additions put on them. And that's what I would do if I brought one in. I got the property to put in like 4 more, but I don't want to make it a rental place. I just want an extra place for guests, family. This way they don't stay in my house. I don't have problems sometimes with people coming in, but you know, I'm an extremely private person, extremely private. And I like to be able to just be who I am and not have to entertain all the time. Not that that's a problem, but it can present itself to be a problem. But it'd be nice if I had a cabin next door, everybody's happy. You get the views, you get the privacy you want. I'd put a deck around the entire thing, a complete deck around it. I'd throw a hot tub on that for guests, put an awning over it, a screened room. I would really create a nice atmosphere for somebody. And I'd like that, and be an investment for the property. And if I like the way it turned out, I'd put up a couple more. You know, maybe I think I can have 4. I don't think I can do 5. That'd be asking a lot, especially where I live. There's certain rules and regulations. And the nice thing is, all I'd have to do is have the land prepped, have a septic put in. The well, all I have to do is drive in a new well, because I'm right over a really good aquifer. And it's why you have fresh water, and then your own septic and power pole. And they could do that. I think that could all be done within 90 days. You know, if I made the commitment, 90 days, I'd have the place up and running and going. And then from there, just having the contractors coming in and do the amenities. And I'd like that. I'd like that. Put a driveway in. Got to think about it. Got to think about it. DGI, just check the mail, and I'm still missing my moderator check. It's in the mail. Yeah.
Tell him the truth, you idiot. You're not going to give him 1 red cent, you cheap
creep. Shut up, Joe. I'll leave you right here.
You wouldn't do that.
Oh, yes, I would. Cindy Long. Great ride along. The weather looks beautiful. It is the same here in South Carolina. I think everybody has got this nice weather now, which is cool. This is nice. Very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. This is my kind of weather. Valley Girl, how are you? You're a welcome, William Smith. I have been around a long time. Haven't we all? I have looked out from behind these eyes for many, many years, more than you can imagine. Explains why I'm negative. Karlovich and Jeff, I just took a picture of Jesus kneeling in the clouds. How do you see this and I don't see anything? Not too many clouds, just over there going over to Gatlinburg. They're gathering over Gatlinburg. Dry Creek Home Collections. Yours. That's right, I saw yours. You have a nice one. You have a nice 44-foot long. Now that's long. That's long. You made a wise decision. And you got a nice deck. You got, I mean, it's really pretty. You should post a picture of that up for people to see. Very nice. Very, very. And you can live affordably and live still with the luxuries that you want. You don't have to make a major investment for a high-end cabin. Let me tell you, right now I would be very reluctant. This is just me. This is just me. Very reluctant going out and buying the same cabin today. If I was driving up here, and I opened my checkbook and I said I want that one because I'm not going to pay 5 times what I paid for it. But that's what you'd have to do to buy my cabin. And it's like, why? No, that's a lot of money. When I could go and get one of these modulars and put it where I want it. And you don't need a lot of property. The cool thing is, up here, you don't need a lot of property because it's all about the views, right? Well, you're not buying the mountain 2 miles away from you. You want to be up, I guess, high enough. Doesn't have to be too high if you don't like heights. And you could look around and enjoy that on a lot, as long as the lot you have isn't going to be infested with 10,000 other of the same houses, if you know what I mean. You get yourself a lot or a couple of lots, affordable. I know you can find lots, like 5-acre lots for around $40,000 around where I know property is, a nice property. Now, if you start going into these more developed areas, you're going to, I think Jeff and Tootsie says something about, I think it was 70 or 80, maybe 60 or up, something like that. No, you don't need that. You can do it piecemeal. You buy your property, you secure the property at the price you can afford. Then you go, okay, next year we're dropping in a well and septic. Now, septic is probably going to run you about 10 grand. Well could be anywhere from 5,000 on up, depending on how deep they got to go. Those are your major investments. Those are the things that you absolutely need. Then a power pole, which isn't all that bad. It could be a couple of grand, or depending on how far they have to run the wire from the main pole to you. That's where it comes in. There's a certain amount of footage that you have to take in consideration. And if you're getting up in age, like me, you want to be near things. You don't want to be too close to it because you don't want to be too close to it. The last thing I'd want to do is live right here. All right. If this was a house right there, if that was a house, I would not want to live there because you got the traffic, the craziness, the nonsense. You don't want this. You want to be a little away from that. 65 in Orlando. That's a nice temperature. Wildcat. Karlovich. Jeff, I took it on the 18th while my mom was in the doctor's office. Oh, okay. Okay. Jeff, that's why I was looking at the property, 35,000, put a park model on it. And that's for a lot. How big were the lots? Because there's property around not far from in the area that I'm at has it's 5 acres, and it's already got the power pole, septic, and well in it, and it's 40,000. And there's many of those around. That's 5 acres. That's a nice chunk of property. That's privacy. You got some privacy. What's David doing? Is he time out everybody? David, you time out? What are you, are you angry? What did your souffle fall? David's cooking, something goes bad. We all suffer. We all suffer. We all go into timeout. DJI said, I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. It's not hidden by me. I, I'm on open screen. I can't do anything. It's a troll. So trolls in the system already. Isn't that nice? Half acre. It's a little much for a half acre, Jeff. A little much. Is there a HOA? Did you check into that? Check everything. And you need to ask how often do they go up? And it is every year. B, had the heat on last night. First and probably last time of the year. That's the one thing here in Florida, but I always had the air conditioning running constantly in Florida. I always have to keep it somewhere in the upper 60s and low 70s in order to keep myself sane. Jeff and Tootsie says, well, you will have to show me them then. I'll get a list of those together. Because they're around. They're not as infrequent as you think they are. They're around. You just have to look for them. And another way to go, and this would be good for you to Jeff, you go to downtown into Sevierville and you look at the plat maps. And when you go in the office, they're big plat maps. And you open them up and you look at them, and they have all the land that's already plotted out. And many of them have the names of the owners and stuff on them. And if you find a nice piece, you call these people and you say, I'm just interested in your property. Would you be interested in selling it? And you can find out right there if it's got the amenities on it, because you'd want a piece of property that has a well, septic, and power pole on it. Now, you could live without the power pole because you could have that put in. But the well and septic, that's what's going to drain you. And then from there, you could start working your deals, working the magic little by little. Spaceman, Dudley, Jeff, what's up with the Johnson family restaurants? They have some kind of deal. Yeah, it's a BOGO, Spaceman. BOGOs. Places like my favorite place, Gaucho Urbano or Alamo Steakhouse, and there's a few others. I wish somebody would give me a list of them, the Johnson family restaurants, if somebody really loved me. And then you go there and buy one, get one. A lot of them are for lunch, but some of them are for dinner. At least they were last year. I don't know if they changed their. But does it really matter, lunch and dinner? Does it really matter? If you're getting a BOGO, does it really matter? Tri Creek. It's great for us right now, going back and forth. Yes, of course it is. Shop, gated. We aren't there for the added security. The lot and park model is ours. Of course it is a start, but it could be the end. You don't necessarily to keep adding on. And I mentioned this before. I made a decision years ago. It's got to be 15 years ago, maybe even 20. I'm downsizing my life. I no longer needed a big house. Had the big house, 5,000 square feet, custom home, cedar home, one of 9 built in the United States. It's called the Redbud Project. You can look it up sometime. And I had one of those. And it was a beautiful home. It had amenities that were way far ahead of its time. But I hated the home. It was a beautiful home. But it was so big for me to be in that I didn't live in it. I had a studio that I spent a lot of time in for TV and for radio, but mostly TV. I was shooting a lot of footage for TV stations. And I had a living room, which I went into occasionally, a beautiful kitchen, which I did cook in, but the rest of the house was never used. I never used it. 5 bedrooms. I rarely went in them. I just kept the doors shut because nobody went in them. Nobody ever came over. I never had parties, never did that stuff. Could have. A deck around, completely around the whole house, built-in pool, all that stuff. And it was on 20 acres of property. And it was nice, and it was very peaceful and quiet, but I was working on it more than I ever wanted to work on a piece of property. Because I had a lot of animals. Because when I have property, I tend to get a lot of animals. Valley Girl, there used to be a house where you are parked. Really? There was a house here? Probably an older house? Tanger used to be a horse farm. Yeah, I remember driving through here and there was nothing here. I don't remember the house that was here, but I remember there was nothing. What you see was not even here. This was land. It was either farmland or people were working and doing things on it. And then all this stuff came in. David Fontaine. I'm telling you, his souffle fell. I'm sure of it, David. He got angry. He burnt his muffins. I think that's what happened. It's closed, DJ. It hasn't been open for going on 2 years now. There's nobody here, and I don't see it coming back. I would tend to think somewhere along the line they'll turn this into something else. They don't even put the magazines out anymore. They got something up there, but I can't find those magazines. The Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg magazine. They don't have it at the Welcome Center. I went up there. Carla Vision. Would you like me to post a picture on Vacation Station page? Yeah, good. Sure, go right ahead. I'll put it up. Post it on Facebook. It'll go right up. Somehow I clicked the troll, but Wildcat got caught up. You got all frantic. You got all giggly, didn't you, David? You get all giggly and jumping up and down on your feet, just pushing buttons. It's a power trip, isn't it? I know what you mean. I know. I guess they ran out of welcome, yeah. I used to come in here all the time. I used to always come in and jaw with everybody. Leslie Reacher. Wait. I guess it's Reacher, right? Or Rashar. That sounds so much sexier. Leslie Rashar. I thought they posted on the Facebook page about the BOGO. Can somebody send me that so I know where I'm going to go eat? I'm going to take Miss Marie. PERT. Test is the name for checking perk test. A perk. I think it's a perk, isn't it? Yeah, you got to do that. You got to have all these rules and regulations before you have it. But up here, I've never heard of anything unless they're down in the valleys, because sometimes it's runoff, septic runoff. But if you're up in the mountains, the perk test goes really well. And I would think you'd want your own well water. You wouldn't want city water, because that's another bill. If you have city septic and city water, that's another bill. It means every time you turn on the faucet, you're paying for it. I don't want that. I had enough of that in Florida. But when I moved out to my house, I had my own well and my own septic, and that was one of the reasons why I moved out of town. Oh, I see somebody got that one. That Niet, whatever that is. Anything new on Eagle Mountain Theater? I haven't heard anything. That doesn't mean it's not happening. Charlie Bovelvis is in the house. How are you, Charlie? How's Bo? How's Janine? Jeff Campen, how you doing? Yeah. Perk, yes, perk test. Thought so. Percolating test. It's all about how it perks and if there's any coulifers in the water and stuff like that. I don't think you have that problem up here in the mountains. In Florida, they had a lot of problems with that because they had, if you lived near the coast, like in Spring Hill or anywhere along 19, you had a lot of intrusion, saltwater intrusion into the wells, and they won't give you a permit. You could actually buy a house, and then they come out to do a perk test, and they won't allow you to have a well. You would have to pay to have the city water piped in, which could be tens of thousands of dollars, and people got scammed all the time by these unscrupulous developers. You know, they'll sell you a cheap piece of property with a house that was like, you go, well, it looks like it was under construction. Oh, yeah, The people just ran out of money, but if you sign here, we can have this all taken care of right away. And you can hand them a whole bunch of money and find out you can't live there. A lot of that goes on in Florida. Valley Girl, yes, older road, disabled vet and wheelchair owned it. Oh, I don't remember that. The sad thing is, a lot of the historic homes were knocked down in this area because I do remember driving through here, and there were a lot of really cool looking buildings. Like you're driving through an old town, and they're gone. They're just gone. That sucks. That I didn't like. Charles Bovair, great just to be home for. I bet it is. Thanks, Dry Creek. Enjoyed it. Yeah, I'll be leaving in a very sinkholes. That's another one. Yeah, I forgot about that. You have to have sinkhole insurance. Now, when I lived there, you didn't have to have it. Now you have to have sinkhole insurance, and you also have flood insurance, and that is very expensive. Up here, you don't have to worry about that. Now, if you live down in the valley, like in Pigeon Forge, not necessarily here where I'm in Sevierville right now, it's a little bit higher, but down in Pigeon Forge, there are some areas that do flood, and I would recommend, it shouldn't be very expensive, I would recommend flood insurance. Yeah, most of them DJI, they're requiring that now because what's happening is there's so many people putting a straw into the well, it's lowering the aquifer, which when you lower water, it encourages water that's higher up to go in, and that's not good. And that also encourages septic sewage to go in from other areas that may have septic tanks that are overflowing. And if they find that the coliform count is high, they're not going to pass it, and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, they're definitely behind a land surveyor. A lot of them have already been surveyed, and as long as it's under 6 months, it's still good. If it's over 6 months, you got to have it surveyed again. I don't know why. The land doesn't change. It doesn't. A lot of perks for living in the city, though. It's personal choice. Yeah, it's right. It is personal choice. And I'm not a city boy. I'm a country boy. Always have been. Always have lived in a country situation as best as I could. When I lived up in the Berkshires, I had a beautiful situation up there. I was right in the mountains of the Berkshire Mountains, and I looked for it. I just looked. You get in your car, make a few phone calls, and we didn't even have cell phones then, so you had to stop at a payphone, and you do your work. Don't let somebody do it for you. Get off your lazy ass and do it yourself. Valley Girl. He held out for a long time, owned where SM. I'm not sure what SM is. You should hold out. There's a main drag. This is choice property. This is commercial property. That's why I think it's just ahead of us, just ahead on the left. There's an old house there, probably built in the 50s or the 40s. Little house, little tiny 2 bedroom, and it's on a choice corner. And they've been holding out and holding out. It's finally up for sale, but it's $1 million piece of property, and they probably didn't pay 10,000 for the house. Ray Fairchild, hello. Hello from Knoxville. Is anything new? Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg 22. There's a lot of new restaurants, a lot of new things that are starting to open, a lot of new homes, subdivisions, apartment complexes. What seems to be the hot spot right now is Veterans Parkway. That's becoming built quickly. There's a lot of apartment places going up and more stores. That's a new hot spot because you can only build so much here, and rent is really outrageous here on Parkway. Whereas on Veterans, it's not that bad yet because it's not overdeveloped. A good place to open a business, a good restaurant. Opry as well. Yeah, right in front of us. The Opry is no longer the sign of the Opry. It's got the Hatfields and McCoys sign. That used to be the Opry right there. It's closed down. And it doesn't say for sale or anything that I'm aware of. But that will make a good attraction if somebody wants to make it to one. Hi, Natalie. Good to see you, girl. Good to see you. Keith Westmoreland. Hello. I really enjoyed the brief conversation late last night. Thank you for much going on from a meeting site to another. Want to speak really and do enjoy the videos. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that very much. It always makes me feel good when you appreciate that. Veterans Parkway is blowing up. Yes, it is. And it's going to look like this in 10 years. It'll look just like this. That'd be a great place to buy property off of. You want to get property that's affordable? That's a great place to go. Middle Creek Boulevard, Lower Middle Creek, Upper Middle Creek Road, um, English Mountain Road. Great property up there. In fact, I'll do a video up there on Old English Mountain Road, and you'll see that would be a great place, Jeff, because that is just outside, not far from here at all. It's just the other side of here, just to the left. It would be that way, and it's cheaper there than going the other way. If you go this way, like towards Wears Valley, Walden, and Wallen, it's cheaper that way and just as nice. Just people haven't quite discovered it yet. Yeah, definitely. And there you might be able to look. I'm not telling you how to spend your money, but I buy as much property as I could get. Sit on it and make sure you get a rezoning if it's not already zoned. Um, R2, R3, R5, whatever. Buy as much as you can get, and within a couple of years, you'll be able to like sell off the furthest one away from your place, and you'll be able to pay everything off that you just invested. It'll all be paid off. A good spot. Often thought about it, but I'm going to stay where I am because I like where I am, and I've got enough property there. Wouldn't mind making some more investments, but no, I don't want the headache with the attorneys and the accountants. I really don't. Keith is saying thank you, mountain folks. I absolutely love Georgia in the first place, and I was trained up in the mountains in the military in Georgia. Helen is a beautiful. Yeah, Helen is a nice place. R2, that's residential 2. You can put 2 homes on, I want to say an acre. Don't quote me on that. I'm just going from my memory. R2 is 2 homes per acre. So I would scam up as much property as I could get in this area. This is a boom area, and you'll make a lot of money if you make the right investments. And pretty much, I don't think it could go wrong unless you go into the real outskirts. And I took you for a drive through some of them. Remember where that camp was? What was the name? Abagraba, Ababubu? I don't know. It was a weird camp. That's lowland. That's flood area. You could probably pick that stuff up for $1,000 an acre, but you wouldn't want to. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you know your property. You want that 100-year floodplain map. You want to look at that. And you want the most current one with satellite so you know where anything was flooded within the last 10 years or 100 years, but 10 years would be better. Valigo says, I remember them growing tobacco on the parkway. I remember that too. I do remember that. There was a lot of tobacco farms up in Tennessee. There's not many of them left unless you go way on the west side. Now, there's still tobacco farms that way. I remember, so thank you for that memory. Driving with my parents through the others, it was kind of more center Tennessee, leaning to the west side. And we were driving through a little town. They had a little, like a pull-off or curiosity, a stop, one of those there, tourist stops. And it had old trinkets and stuff in it. And I remember they had tobacco from their farm. And I bought one of these giant cigars. Why? I don't know. I was intrigued by that giant cigar. And I remember for years it always had that wonderful tobacco smell. I had it on my shelf. And then I remember after years I looked at it and had the tobacco worms in it. They were living in that cigar for years. They were living. It was still sealed, but you could see the worms were eating in and out of the thing. And then I finally threw it out. But that's a memory. Thank you for that. Go Coast to God, you invested. Ray Fairchild. Not many farms in Tennessee. No, you're right. They're going quick. The property is wanted by everybody. Yeah, don't want them flood that floodland. You can buy that cheap. You know, if you want to make you want to make like a trout farm, that'd be a great investment. You know, just dig a little deeper, you'll get plenty of water. Yuck. Yeah, I remember that. I could still see it on my shelf. I could still see it in my bedroom. They never got out of the wrapper. But I remember looking at one day, what the hell are these little tiny white worms, and they were eating the tobacco. And I'm like, oh. And my mother freaked out, and that was it. I think she made me throw it out or made a suggestion that I should get rid of it. But that was a fond memory because I remember the tobacco barns with the tobacco hanging, and I could smell it. And I go, what a nice smell. And the farm was so pretty, and the people were so kind. And we were walking around, and I just fell in love. I just said, why are we not living here? But there was no work, you know, because there really wasn't anywhere unless you were a tobacco farmer or a cotton farmer, or that would have to be a little further south, but you could get away with it. But tobacco was because it's that the temperature is just right. It's just right for it. Coffee too. You can grow coffee up there. Yeah, turn it definitely a fishing pond. I used to go to a place. Not, I doubt it's still up here anymore. Um, oh, I could see it, but it had to do with a duck. A duck or it was an antique place I used to frequent. I had to go down a long dirt road over a bridge, and he had a trout farm on both sides of the bridge. And then you pull in, and he had this really old house that was an antique, full of antiques. He was living in a trailer, and the whole house was an 1800s three-story house, and it had the coolest antiques. And I was never into the Civil War thing, but he had that whole house filled with Civil War items and dirt cheap. I remember that. And then Mallard, Mallard Nest Antiques. Mallard Nest Antiques. I doubt it's still there. I'm talking 30 years ago. I'm sure he's dead now. The wacky tobacco. You grow that too. Don't think that in 5 years you won't see those farms turning into that, growing cannabis. That'd be a major boon to the area if they stopped selling tobacco and just grew pot, you know, because it'll be legal in 5 years, and just turn the soil's all ready. You just churn up with that tobacco soil and just drop in some hemp seeds. You're in the money. We're in the money. We're in the money. And sell Entenmann's chocolate cookies there all the time. I'm ready for tubing. I sure am. Keith Westmoreland. We are 30 minutes from Helen. That's nice. That's not too far at all. Valley Girl. Used to be a trout farm with restaurant in Gatlinburg. Oh, you caught it? You cooked? That's excellent. Talk about fresh fish. One around English Mountain. Yeah, English Mountain. Now up there, that's some pretty land. Now you also have, I'm trying to be gentle, a diverse mixture of homes. Okay, real diverse. But I see past that. I see that as prime real estate, and eventually those homes are going to fall away, and people are going to sell them. You know, especially the trailers. They only have a life expectancy of like 20 years, and they get them off, and you can't grandfather that stuff in. Trailers, you can't grandfather them in. So you can get some prime real estate. Charlie grow a lot in Walnut Grove. Yeah, Walnut Cove, North Carolina. Yeah, they still have tobacco farms up there. It's always great to stop and see those. Keith said, my grandparents, tobacco and cotton farmers, even back in the late 80s, early 90s, they're still doing that. Isn't that something? I remember stopping. I was in my DeSoto, my 46 DeSoto, with my dog Chicane, and we were driving back those way, and we stopped at a cotton farm, and they still had the pickers. They still had the pickers. there, and I was jawing with everybody up there, and I remember the guy broke off a tree branch and gave it to me of cotton, and I kept that for years and years and years. Kept it on my shelf. That was real cotton from a cotton bush. That was so cool. DJI was making PPJ. Yep, North Carolina's tobacco capital. Yep. Biff said went to one of those trout farms. They're fun. They are a lot of fun. David says PBJ with sour cream and onion chip sandwich with coffee is a bomb. Sounds good to me. South Carolina, yeah, they're still doing cotton. Somebody's got to do cotton. You want to wear cotton clothes, somebody's got to grow it. Doesn't come from China. Although they do import cotton from China. But the best cotton is American cotton. Damn it. Jeff says, see it every Thanksgiving when I go to the beach. Yep, cotton fields for as far as you can see. Strawberry jelly. Yeah, or strawberry jam, either or. Jam is better to me than jelly. Northeast Georgia says we are going to do some videos of some of those farms. Yeah, they should, because they're going to be gone. In just a few years, they're going to be gone. They're all going to be homes, cookie cutter homes. Catch history while you can. Biff says, I like peanut butter and pickle sandwiches. Not bad. He says, wow, mountain. My ranger training was up in the mountains in Dagger, Georgia. Discovered Helen when it was a training. Always loved that place. Rewind. Yep. Well, I've been talking long enough. I'm gabbed out. I really got to get some stuff done. I really do. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. I had a good time. I really did. There we are. Hello, 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 hello. How are you? Now I can't see, so I got to put glasses. Oh, I can see now. There we are. I had to read. I don't have my reading glasses, so now I got to go up my distance. But there's Joe and Kay Martina right there. And we're here at the visitor center that isn't visiting, that nobody is visiting. I really wish they had those books here, but they don't. What can I say? Thanks for joining me on Vacation Station TV. I've got another video. I got it when I go home. I'm uploading that. And I got to finish editing it first. There's still some editing that needs to be done. And then I'll see what's going on tomorrow. I got plans for tomorrow. So I got to shoot tomorrow. And I'm going to do multi-camera tomorrow. I've been digging out my equipment. When it's nice weather, I can do all that. When it's crappy weather, I can't put the outside cameras out because it looks terrible, terrible, terrible. Thank you for joining me. Vacation Station TV, your virtual getaway. And, of course, we will do this very, very soon. Thank you guys for all being here. Love you all. And like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. That would help me out a lot, a lot, a lot. And I'll talk to you. Have a great day.